Many aviation and aerospace jobs focus on flight. Mine focuses on making sure passengers and crew are comfortable and safe during flight.
We build, maintain, and refurbish the insides of aircraft. Our responsibilities may include modifying aircraft crew and passenger seats, maintaining windows, and installing ceilings, sidewalls, cockpits, and door panels. We look after oxygen, water, and waste systems. We also replace passenger service units and in-flight entertainment equipment such as phones and video monitors. You've got to have a working knowledge of safety, survival, and evacuation equipment such as rafts, flotation devices, and escape slides. Even tasks like reupholstering and carpet laying require special knowledge. They're nothing like what you would do at home. One of the reasons I love my job is because I get to spend time in the shop and in the aircraft. One day I might be repairing or replacing cargo equipment. The next I might have to totally refit a cargo plane to carry passengers.
Aircraft interior technicians work with national and regional carriers, aircraft manufacturing facilities, approved aircraft maintenance companies, and specialty shops. Looking for proof that your skills meet national standards? In this occupation, you can get it through the Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace.
Check out this.
The thing I like most about my job is that it can involve just about any part of an aircraft. I work on engines, airframes, hydraulics, flight control systems, avionics, you name it. I inspect, service, repair, and overhaul various systems to keep the aircraft in peak operating condition. The work calls for strong literacy and computer skills to deal with detailed technical manuals and drawings. You've got to be a perfectionist and extremely safety conscious. And it helps that I'm good with my hands. It also helps to have the troubleshooting skills needed to diagnose problems in complex aircraft systems. The training builds your knowledge of these systems and prepares you to work in hangars or on the flight line for many different employers, civilian and military. The pace is fast, the work is intense and deadline driven, and the technology is amazing.
Many aviation and aerospace jobs focus on flight. Mine focuses on making sure passengers and crew are comfortable and safe during flight.
We build, maintain, and refurbish the insides of aircraft. Our responsibilities may include modifying aircraft crew and passenger seats, maintaining windows, and installing ceilings, sidewalls, cockpits, and door panels. We look after oxygen, water, and waste systems. We also replace passenger service units and in-flight entertainment equipment such as phones and video monitors. You've got to have a working knowledge of safety, survival, and evacuation equipment such as rafts, flotation devices, and escape slides. Even tasks like reupholstering and carpet laying require special knowledge. They're nothing like what you would do at home. One of the reasons I love my job is because I get to spend time in the shop and in the aircraft. One day I might be repairing or replacing cargo equipment. The next I might have to totally refit a cargo plane to carry passengers.
Aircraft interior technicians work with national and regional carriers, aircraft manufacturing facilities, approved aircraft maintenance companies, and specialty shops. Looking for proof that your skills meet national standards? In this occupation, you can get it through the Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace.
to rockets, gas turbines are about the most powerful engines around. They are also one of the most complex parts of modern aircraft. Jets feature the biggest gas turbines, but these engines also power turboprops. Techs like me work in the power plant shops of larger airlines and the repair and overhaul shops of engine manufacturers and independent contractors. In some companies, the job breaks down to 3 roles: inspection, assembly, disassembly, and testing. They're all important. I specialize in rebuilding gas turbine engines. It's extremely intricate and precise work. You've got to be comfortable with highly technical shop manuals, so strong literacy skills are a must. And because you're standing a lot of the time, it helps to be fit. A lot of people may think this is dirty work, but take a look around. The shop environments are spotless and very sophisticated, and the tools and technologies are the best and the latest. Certification is available once you've got the necessary knowledge and skills, along with 36 months in the occupation.
For people like me, the lure of aviation is to work at airports, to be one of the critical employees who help keep Canada's aviation system operating safely and at peak efficiency, no matter what the conditions.
We are the people who choose to work in one of the many challenging airside operation roles.
One of these roles is the airport operations specialist, partly administrative, partly operational. The job is closely linked to airport safety and security. You're involved in airport planning, enforcing airport rules, and coordinating emergency procedures. Another airside operation role is in airport electrical maintenance. The responsibilities of these professionals include interior and exterior lighting systems, emergency generators, communication equipment, and electrical navigation aids. Wildlife management specialists help minimize the risk to aviation caused by various animals at airports. The experts use special tools and techniques to disperse birds, for example, which pose serious threats to aircraft. Airport fire and rescue experts are the first responders who protect the safety of everyone in the airport environment in case of accidents, fuel spills, and other emergencies. These are just a few of the many airside occupations that help keep airports safe for aircraft and the people who fly in them. Many of these jobs are available in both civilian and military aviation.
No question, aircraft need their engines and avionics, but the key to flight is the aircraft structure, and that's my job.
I repair and modify the metal and composite parts of an aircraft's fuselage, wings, and control surfaces. Sometimes I deal with minor damage, or it may be structural corrosion. Some techs repair fabric surfaces and wood structures, while others are required to repair fluid lines, windows, and lenses.
I work primarily with metals like aluminum and titanium, machining, welding, and painting, using the latest tools and equipment.
The work I do is precise and critical to aviation safety. It has to stand up to the endurance and tolerance standards established by manufacturers and regulators. Lives depend on what I do. I can apply for certification and be able to write the Transport Canada licensing exam after 36 months of on-the-job training.
I look forward to continuing my career here, but it's good to know that other opportunities exist, like with airlines, aircraft maintenance and overhaul, aircraft manufacturers, and other aerospace organizations.
While the opportunities to build and maintain aircraft are challenging and exciting, some people just want to fly for a living. It's easy to understand why. Flying is an incredible experience, especially when you're the one at the controls.
To be a fixed-wing commercial pilot in Canada is to take on a great deal of responsibility for cargo, aircraft, passengers, and fellow crew members. But you'll also be introduced a range of fascinating job opportunities all over the world.
Commercial flight in Canada includes more than just airlines. In fact, most commercial pilots in Canada get their start as flight instructors. Some continue instructing for their entire careers. Others move on to become corporate pilots or to work in surveying, medical evacuation, firefighting, search and rescue, agriculture, and feature film production, sometimes in extremely remote locations. You'll have the opportunity to fly single and multi-engine aircraft, including turboprops and jets. Flight training usually begins at a private flying school or in a college program. And once you've got your basic license, you can pursue additional readings to fly float planes, fly at night, fly by instruments only, known as IFR, and get your airline pilot license. No matter where or what you fly, or whether you're a civil aviation pilot or flying for the Canadian Forces, you must be flexible, disciplined, a stickler for safety and detail, and always ready to deal with unexpected situations. The Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace can tell you all you need to know about the licensing and education requirements for and job opportunities as a commercial pilot.
An aviation machinist needs an eye for detail and must be extremely safety conscious. The reason? We operate advanced cutting and shaping tools to make parts that are used to build and repair aircraft. The tools are state-of-the-art. Specialized saws, drill presses, grinders, lathes, and boring mills. Precision is essential, and so are good computer skills, particularly for computer numerical control operations. Literacy skills are also important, partly to read and understand complex engineering drawings. In fact, machinists are often consulted during aircraft design because of our knowledge of materials and fabrication techniques. I work with composites and other exotic materials, and that's just part of what makes aviation machining more challenging than many other machinist specialties. Certification as an aviation machinist is available through the Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace. Certification is proof that my skills meet national standards. That can mean a real advantage in the job market that includes airlines, aircraft, and component manufacturers, repair and overall maintenance operations, and the military.
Ever heard of boron impregnated fiberglass or co-cured honeycomb? Probably not, but you may have heard of Kevlar and carbon fiber technologies. These are a few of the advanced compounds that are used in modern aircraft and aerospace construction. They're my specialty and tricky to work with, requiring procedures like vacuum bagging and computer-controlled heating and splicing. I'm sure clean rooms look pretty sterile and boring, but the work we do in these high-tech facilities is fascinating and challenging. It's exacting and precise work, storing and handling these compounds, building molds, contributing to the strength and integrity of each aircraft. And the rewards are excellent. These are tomorrow's materials, key to the future of aviation and aerospace, and it's great to be a part of it. After 24 months of on-the-job training, you can try for certification as a composite fabricator. You'll also be ready for a career with a national or regional carrier, the military, or a specialty repair shop.
A lot of people think jets are the state-of-the-art in aircraft technology. The truth is, today's propeller systems are just as technically advanced, and so is the job of repairing and overhauling them. Straightening and balancing the blades, for example, is a delicate art. And actuator components and de-icing systems are very complex. I also replace leading edges of propellers and work on hubs and governor controls. I work on propeller assemblies on and off the aircraft, repairing, inspecting, testing of each component. You have to be a team player and a real stickler for safety, detail, and precision. The slightest imbalance to one of these propellers can seriously affect an aircraft's performance. You can apply for certification after 60 months in the industry. Certification really opens up a lot of opportunities in large maintenance companies and aircraft propeller manufacturers.
The job of a commercial helicopter or rotary wing pilot is one of the most exciting and versatile in aviation. There really are no words to describe what it's like to fly these aircrafts. It's an amazing feeling of accomplishment and freedom. The unique characteristics of rotary wing flight, the ability to hover and lift off vertically, for example, make helicopters ideal for what's known as aerial work. This means a range of jobs, including offshore oil support, power line patrol, timber and geophysical surveys, medical evacuation, tourism, police operations, and forest fire suppression. You could find yourself flying in the mountains, over wilderness areas, cities, even oceans. You could be building Canada's infrastructure or helping save lives.
It's a job that requires a lot of skill and dedication, whether you're working in civil aviation or for the Canadian Forces.
Whether you fly piston or turbine-powered helicopters, you must be disciplined, safety conscious, and a stickler for details. After all, you'll be responsible for your aircraft, crew, and passengers. To get your commercial helicopter pilot's license, you'll need both ground school and helicopter flying time. You'll also have to pass Transport Canada written and flight tests. The Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace can tell you all you need to know about the licensing and education requirements for and job opportunities as a commercial helicopter pilot.
Today, aviation and aerospace include some of the most advanced electronic systems you'll find anywhere. Installing, maintaining, overhauling, and testing these systems are the responsibility of aviation electrical, electronic, and instrument component technicians.
This is a high-tech job that requires patience, determination, good communication skills, and attention to details.
You have to be comfortable reading circuitry diagrams and using precision test equipment. You'll spend time in aircraft and in the shop working on communications equipment, flight control instruments, collision avoidance components, heating and cooling systems, and flight recorders, among many other components. Electrical and electronic systems are everywhere in modern aviation. That means lots of career opportunities in the military and with civilian organizations, such as maintenance and manufacturing companies and research and testing facilities.
First, you have to graduate from a post-secondary electronics program and receive aviation-specific training in a shop.
You'll learn about electrical and electronic systems, bench testing, software, fault detection, and digital instruments. Training on the repair and overhaul of specific components is provided by many manufacturers, and certification is available through the Canadian Council of Aviation and Aerospace.
Have you got good problem-solving skills? Are you detail-oriented? Do you want to develop an understanding of aviation and aerospace mechanical systems and learn how to interpret electrical schematics and technical drawings?
Then you should think about becoming an aviation mechanical component technician.
We focus on 5 of the most important aircraft systems: mechanical, hydraulic, fuel, electrical, and pneumatic. That means we're involved in the overhaul, repair, modification, inspection, testing, and certification of vital components, including landing gear, brakes, flight controls, and control surfaces. It's an occupation that requires the use of computers and many advanced tools, including electronic test equipment. Certification as an aviation mechanical component technician is available through the Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace. In-house training is often available from your employer. Specialty training is also offered for some aircraft component work.
It's not mandatory, but it does help if you have a background as an aircraft maintenance technician or engineer.
There are a range of job opportunities in both the civilian and military roles. You could work with an aerospace company, an aircraft operator, or an aircraft maintenance repair and overhaul company.
Today's aircraft log long hours of flight time in all kinds of conditions, and that means wear and tear. Not all of it visible to the human eye. Examining the integrity of the aircraft structures, engines, and components is the job of aviation non-destructive inspection technicians. We work in accordance with strict industry codes, specifications, and standards, and we're responsible for certifying the parts we inspect. Testing methods are highly specialized, partly to deal with complex new composite materials and metals. Neutron radiography, lasers, computer tomography, and acoustic emissions are just a few of the technologies used to test the serviceability of parts. Many NDI technicians start out in other aviation maintenance positions and take specialty training courses in non-destructive inspection methods. You'll need advanced math skills and on-the-job experience to pursue various certifications with the Canadian General Standards Board and the Canadian Council for Aviation and Aerospace. With your knowledge, you could find yourself a vital player in aviation and aerospace research and testing, manufacturing, or maintenance. Career opportunities are also available in the Canadian Forces and with various NDI companies.
This is not your average painting job. Aviation and aerospace painting is highly specialized, from automated painting equipment to advanced coating technologies.
Some of these coatings prevent interference with radar reception and reduce the risk of static charges.
Electroconductivity and aluminum-filled organic coatings, for example, can withstand operating temperatures up to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Aviation painters work on new aircraft and aerospace components, but much of the work involves repainting aircraft and rotary craft. I strip, clean, and prepare surfaces for painting. I also mask the aircraft and mix paints. You have to be in shape for this job, and it helps to have good eye-hand coordination. Safety is crucial, partly because we have so many hazardous chemicals and complex industrial spray equipment. You can apply for certification after 3 years of work experience.
And that opens up many job opportunities with the airlines, the military, repair and overhaul companies, and aircraft manufacturers.
Some aviation technology hasn't changed much in recent decades. For example, propeller-driven aircrafts are still popular.
But one aspect of aviation technology that has changed drastically is avionics. These are the electronic systems for guidance, navigation, communications, and flight control. Microprocessor technologies have led to rapid advances in electrical components and instrumentation. My job is to inspect, service, modify, and install the various avionics system components.
I think it's one of the most demanding jobs in aviation.
You've got to work well in teams, have good communication skills, and be fully committed to safety. and the rewards are excellent. I get to work on state-of-the-art satellite navigation, fly-by-wire, and autopilot systems. Sometimes I work in the shop. Sometimes I'm right in the aircraft, testing, troubleshooting, calibrating, and repairing. With 48 months experience, you can apply for certification. You can also go for your license through Transport Canada.
Licensing and certification open the doors to opportunities at airlines, aviation shops, and aerospace organizations.
Check out the CCAA website where you can learn more about the many great career choices in aviation maintenance and aerospace manufacturing.